Hey, it's Callum Bose here. In today's video, I'm going to run through my suggested wordings when you're configuring user login password settings in your Knack app. One example of that is what wording should you put for the inactivity message if you're automatically logging users out after a period of inactivity. If you find today's video helpful, consider liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel Enliven IT. You can also contact me through my website enliven-it.com.au. I offer app development and consultation and coaching. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm in a Knack app. It has user roles and user logins enabled. And in the settings, if you go settings, user logins, there's all these security settings here. So they come by default off, but if I start enabling them, let's say I'm very security conscious and I want everything enabled, I can see here that a lot of them come with a message that I need to configure. It took me a little bit of figuring out and experimenting to kind of work out what actually is going to be a good message for each of these, because it doesn't really give you a preview of how it'll look to the user. So we're going to go through my suggested wordings for each of these messages, which I'll provide a link for. And I'm also going to show you most of them in action so you can see how those messages translate to your front-end users. So here's the link that's going to be in the description below, and it contains all the different wordings that I suggest. All you need to do is copy paste them in. So let's just take this first one as an example. Inactivity message, you can see belongs there. I can go copy and then go to Knack, find that, paste, and then save. And I've gone ahead and done that in my app, so all of it's configured the way I suggest. So for the rest of this video, we're just going to run through each of these security settings and how they actually look to your front-end user. The only one we're not going to be able to do is the 60-day password expiry, because I'm not going to wait 60 days while recording this video. So let's take the inactivity one first. I'm logged in to my app front end, and I'm going to pause the video while I wait for 60 seconds to elapse. Okay, so here's that inactivity message that we configured. You've been inactive for a while. We'll log you out soon. If you're still here, click remain logged in. So after a little while, that will eventually log them out, but I can click remain logged in to stay logged in. So that's the first one. So password characters, there's no configurable message, but if we're trying to configure our password, we still see some auto-generated wording from Knack. So if I go and change my password, it will give me a message on the things that I haven't configured correctly. Unfortunately, there's no way to configure that message ourselves, so that's just auto-generated, that one. So as we already said, the expiration we're not going to show in this video because it will take too long. But let's move on to can't use last 3 passwords. So if I choose a password that I've used previously, here's the message that I'll get. So let's see how that looks. So I'm in my app front end. I've typed my old password as well as the new password being the same. So I'm trying to set my password to a previous password. If I click submit, here I get my message, which is the message that we configured here. Okay, so now we'll preview the last 3 settings. So locking the user out after too many failed attempts, what message they get there, the email, this message here, which is probably the most unclear of how this applies to the user, where you're allowing them to click forgot to reset their password, and then an automatic email they get when they are logged out. So I'm on my app and I'm going to type an incorrect password a couple of times to get myself logged out. Attempt 1 is fine, attempt 2 is fine, attempt 3 I get that message. So you can see that that message is actually a combination of this one, the lockout message, and the lockout password reset message. There we go. So this is our first message, our lockout message. This is the password reset message. So we click forgot, enter the email, and this is just the normal forgot password process now. But we'll just show it quickly anyway. So there's my reset password email. I click the link and I can choose a new password. And choose a new password because of my other requirements, one that I haven't used previously. And then I have to go back to home, and I should be able to then log in using that new password. When my account originally got locked, I also got this email. This is auto-generated by Knack, the subject line, and then this is the email content that we specified. And that's it. So hopefully you found that helpful and that it saves you some time if you're configuring those settings in your app. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Enliven IT, and I'll see you next time.